Hey everybody, so today we're going to talk about daycare in Japan. Not so much after you get into daycare, but the process of getting into daycare. And this is all fresh in my mind because I spent the past 2 weeks job hunting and looking for daycares. And dealing with all the complications that go along with it. And believe me, there are tons. So, I'm sorry for you if you are trying to get your child into daycare at a young age. So anyway, I don't have this planned out, sorry if it's kind of blah. But basically there's two types of daycares. There's hoikusho and yochien. And then there's like private schools, but we're not going to really talk about that. So hoikusho is for working parents. It's open early and ends late. And it's like a full-time school daycare facility for kids between the ages of 0 and 7 usually. Then there's yochien, which is preschool, and that's not full-time. That's kind of like what preschool is like in America. You go, you learn stuff, but it's only open until like 3 or so. There's some places that will watch your kids later, but not nearly as open as late as hoikusho. And yochien is usually like from 3 years old, and most kids go to yochien. More so than kids that go to hoikusho. Hoikusho is just for parents that really need it. So, emphasis on that. If you are living maybe in the country, it's probably not as big of a deal. But I live in the city where there's lots of kids and there's not enough daycare facilities to hold all of those children that have working parents. So they have a rule here that if you want to get your child, your young child, so under 2 or 2 or under, or basically just get your child into hoikusho, not yochien, into hoikusho, you need to have 2 working parents that work full-time, or you need to be pregnant and have another child that you need to have in daycare, or you need to be taking care of elders. So you have to basically, or be a single mother, have these certain rules where they make it so only people that really, really need daycare can get into daycare because there's not enough spots. That's why people like me who really just want to work have a hard time, because I'm not a single mother, I'm not pregnant, and all those things. So here's another catch. You have to have 2 parents that are working while you apply for the application for hoikusho. So how are you supposed to find a job when you don't have your child in daycare, but you can't get your child into daycare if you don't have a job? So complications there. So basically there's a couple ways around that. Even if both parents are working, you still might not be able to get your child into daycare, by the way. There's private schools, which are you okay, baby? There's like international schools, which will basically fill up really quick anyway, but they don't require both parents to be working. And there's, she's sitting on her potty, her Winnie the Pooh potty. There's also private like drop schools, I'm not sure what they're called, but you can pay like per month for your child to be in there, but it's not the best environment. Like it's usually a smaller, like personal run daycare, like out of someone's house, or just like a company doing it, like in a building or in a shopping center, or like in some kind of temporary place, which you wouldn't really want your child in for a long period of time, I think, because I would want an area for Ellie that's like a big wide open playground and lots of English classes or different art and all that stuff, which I don't think that these kind of private places have, that are just for temporary. International schools are great. I want to get Ellie into an international school if possible, but me and my husband have realized it's not all about English. Like some, some international schools are really great, but we also want to have somewhere that has, like I said, lots of outdoor playtime and play. Like, for me, that's the biggest thing, is not learning English, but I can teach her English, you know, is having time to play and have fun and make friends and be outside. I don't want her to be indoors all day at a little tiny desk, so that's what I'm looking for in a school. So what I've had to do now is I have a job that's lined up for next year. So I have to basically, that was a whole long process I'm not going to talk about, but basically I have to find my top 3 choices of public schools in this area. I have to go to the office ward for my area, and you have to go to, it's like the Secretary of State, to fill out the paperwork for your public daycare. You pick out your top 3 and they get you into whatever one they can, basically. And maybe none at all if they're all full. So, if my job starts in April, I have to find a temporary school to put my daughter in from March to April, because my job would start in March and school starts in April. So that's complicated too. Lots and lots of complicated rules. So in a nutshell, 2 types of schools: Hoikusho, full-time daycare, and Yochien, part-time preschool. And you have to go to your office ward to fill out the paperwork for Hoikusho. Hoikusho requires working parents or parents that are unable to watch their children. Ellie wants to say hi. Say hi. And what else? Anyway, if any of you guys have questions about it, I don't really have any good resources. I would say just talk to other moms around your area in Japan and ask them what they're doing, because that's the best information that I have been able to get, is just from other moms. And just getting information and calling all the hotline numbers that are out there and asking questions and prodding and pleading and please get my child into daycare, I want to work. So there's no solid arrangements for her daycare, but hopefully she can get in. Anyway, bye.